Okay.
Ooh,
All right.
very
Alright.
nice. Mmm. Dude, the
Well,
mango on this bubbly.
this is Chili Talk episode 6,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yes, episode 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very cool.
Yes, yes, very cool indeed.
And okay, honestly, Mateo texted the squad, and I'm not so sure about today's theme. It was it was a little. Mm,
See, what you may not know is that me and Mateo have talked about this extensively.
who's gonna be our special guest? I don't
Spencer.
understand. Okay, Spencer,
Coming back.
is he down? Is he coming in?
Yes.
But he doesn't know.
He
That's
doesn't
so
know what it's about, but he's a special guest.
And okay.
I'm sure Spencer will be fine. Anyways, the theme of today, by reading the title, is Jews. And I will explain why I came up with this idea, but I feel like I should explain why I came up with this idea when Spencer's here, because it was a
Yeah.
really solid idea, and I think Ethan knows what I'm talking about.
I definitely do.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Well,
Jews.
Jews.
Yes, indeed.
I'm trying to think of different subject topics around Jews.
Well, I
Uh,
feel like the second there was two things that I talked about, and the second one I feel like we can just talk about without Spencer, and that is how Jews just got fucked in the ass repeatedly throughout history.
oh, that's big facts.
It's just
And I don't know. I don't want to make any like blanketing statements and have anyone hate me or anything. But personally, I don't know any mean Jews.
I-
And they're not pushy with religion.
that's facts.
So you have all your Christians who are like, premarital sex is bad. At my mm, people in my family. Um, and then you have Jews, and they're like, "Nah, man, you're chill. Do what you do. You do you." And I'm like, "Thanks, bro. I like the support."
Yeah, I feel like on the topic of religions, I get down with Jews. Like you tell me you're Jewish, and I'm like, I vibe with you.
They're pretty dank.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I was like, Ethan's our Jew here.
Mm.
Yes, okay. So we're talking about them getting fucked, all right? So, first off, we have them being conquered by Babylon and being exiled to Babylon.
I don't
Oof.
know
So,
Babylon.
so
I
that
don't know
happened.
the place.
And then after that, they were under Persian rule. And then the, whatever this rule is that I can't read. And then they were under Roman rule.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got the Byzantine period. And then they were under Islamic rule. And then under Crusader rule. And I think after that, they were under the Ottoman Empire. That happened. And then they were under the British control. And then they were finally their own.
So
I think
basically,
that's
every empire, every major empire in the first like 1500 years AD,
Oh,
Jews were getting
I didn't even
repeatedly bullied.
say Egypt because technically, I mean, like that was a thing.
But that was
Egypt
before.
enslaved them, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It wasn't like a rule thing.
yeah. So they didn't like go into Israel and conquer them. They just had all of their slaves be Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sad times. I don't know why. The Jews should have, I don't know, fought better.
Oh my god. I mean, there there is the idea of like social Darwinism. I don't know if I agree with that, but
Was not around.
you
That
you
idea
could
was not an idea.
you
I
could
mean, it
say
definitely was an idea. It just wasn't called social Darwinism.
yeah. I mean,
Well, it
basically it's
wasn't,
just the
I wouldn't compare
justification.
it. I would be like, we're better than you. But like, comparing it to social Darwinism
That's
is,
literally social Darwinism.
no, but that's better than you with in reason. Because we just evolved better than you. There was no evolution in their thinking. They were just, we're better than you.
Facts. No, not facts. I take it back.
So
I meant
yeah,
like that's what they said.
yeah. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
because social Darwinism was like, to make the white people feel better about themselves. I don't
Yeah.
think these empires gave two shits. There was no morals, or
Oh,
like there were other countries looking at you like
yeah,
that's not okay.
yeah. I think during the time of the United States, they tried to be like, "Ooh, we need to set the example," and then they kind of bullied people. But that's okay.
Well, I feel like the English were first in
Oh, the
doing
English were
that.
definitely first,
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
and they fucked more people in more places around the world. Even though the United States kind of did their thing, we stayed on our half of the planet. You know,
Yeah.
Did we
English were
not?
like,
No, we did not.
I'm a nut all over the place.
Well, that's not even true because the Philippines is the Eastern Hemisphere.
Okay, that's like, mm, it's getting there,
We
but
started heading to the other side.
it's not touching the entire landmass that is Eurasia, Africa. Yeah,
Well, like it's still pretty close to India. Like they were getting close.
they were getting there, and then they
Yeah.
bailed because of Japan.
Fuck
But
Japan.
freaking Japan.
It's always the Japanese. Anyways,
Yeah, we can talk
uh,
about Jewish stereotypes and if I have found them to be true or not.
Yes, I
Like,
think that is a perfect idea.
I mean, the first one that comes to mind is Jews being like rich or like hoarding money
It's not being
and
rich, it's just being good with money and hoarding money and
being
stuff like that.
good with money.
Yeah.
And I've never met a Jew that has been bad with money, but not every Jew is the richest person alive, you know?
Fair, fair.
I think people say that Jeff Bezos is a Jew. I actually don't know if this is true. Let's look it up.
I don't know
Look
who
it
that
up
is.
indeed.
Who is this? I don't know actors.
He's the founder, owner of Amazon.
Uh, well, that was close enough.
Dude, he looks like such a, ugh. I don't like the way his face looks. Okay.
Well, what does this have to do with anything? Is he like a rich? I thought you were gonna find someone who's bad with money.
Oh, that's true.
How is like one bad with money?
You gamble a lot. That's bad.
Yeah.
Oh, frick. He's Christian, bruh. No,
Hmm.
no, 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 no. Bill Gates is. So basically, my point is, not every rich person is Jewish, but generally, I've never met a poor Jew. So
Well, we also live in a pretty like not poor area.
That is true.
that's true.
Uh,
Um,
what are other stereotypes?
big noses,
That is definitely a stereotype.
and judging from the size of Ethan Schnoz, nah. I think in the general scheme of things, Ethan has a pretty normal nose. But I do know some who have like the look. You know,
Yeah.
it's a nosy look.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get that.
Like, I feel like Spencer's nose is not that big.
Mm-mm.
See, but like you look at Spencer and you think Spencer's Jewish.
We do
Yeah.
that.
The biggest parts on Spencer are his genitals and his forehead. That's just fact.
I mean, Spencer does just radiate big dick energy.
yes.
Is that a Jewish stereotype?
Mm. I think, unfortunately, the stereotype might be the opposite.
That is. You know, Jews started the circumcised penis thing.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Jews. Thank you for inventing circumcision. Like, if my dick was uncircumcised right now, I'd be a lot more sad.
I mean, I
Okay,
guess.
all right. We have gone on Wikipedia and we have looked up stereotypes of Jews, so we can continue reading through this.
You should read some Jew jokes.
I'm not going to read any jokes, but we've got common stereotypes that the Jew answers a question with a question.
I don't know.
Spencer's done that to me a couple times.
I mean, I've done that.
I feel like everyone can do that.
It's not just an ability that only Jews have or anything, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, my mom likes to pretend we're Jewish. One time she bought a menorah and she was like, I'm celebrating Hanukkah. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
you
bro. I
do
don't
that.
know what the flip your mom's is. She's like Buddhist, Judeo-Christian, all
Not
rolled up
Christian.
into one. No, wait,
Context.
but
Uh,
your dad is Catholic,
yes.
and
Well,
I
my mom
assume
was
she
too. But for
married.
context on that, they both were Catholic because Peru, where they immigrated from, well, I mean, it's not even that. Just all of Latin America is like, you're Catholic. Or 90% of the people there are Catholic. But then my mom
Yeah.
moved here and she started thinking for herself and was not with the Catholic religion.
How soon did she diverge?
It took a few years because she was like, I don't know how long she's been here, but I was like in the fifth grade. So I would say it took like 20, 30-ish years for her to
Oh,
not,
wow. You see, that stuff is really deeply like rooted.
especially if you're like born into it. Like I was raised Catholic and well, I guess it was a lot quicker for me to start not wanting to religion.
Yeah.
It wasn't as deeply rooted as it is when you live in a country where that's like your
Yeah.
announced religion.
I think it helps growing up in a country where you know atheist Jews, um,
Yeah.
Hmm.
I know Mormons, like very diverse here.
But yeah, no. She was like, we had some, I don't know, immigrant family members from Turkey that were apparently Jewish, which is why she was like, we're Jewish, and she bought the menorah.
Epic. She
Very
also
epic.
thinks that your ancestry is like every race ever, right?
Not
Like
that. It just says that we were,
Indian,
she
both
told the
dot and
school,
feather.
I wouldn't say, yeah, Native American. I
Right.
remember, I wouldn't say, like, there's probably a chance there's like small amounts of Native American blood in me, but it would probably be more like mestizo.
Yeah.
But it was she just it was funny. She told the school that I was Native American, and then they tried to rope me into a Native American program, and I was like, I'm not Native American, but thank you, very cool.
Thank you. Very cool school.
Very cool.
But yes, it's the stereotypes.
That was pretty much it.
That was it.
What?
Yeah.
The whole Wikipedia, and that was it.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a shitty Wikipedia right there.
Okay, I think
I'm
we should just get Spencer on in this because I
Yeah,
want to
Spencer
share
can.
what my media idea was.
yes, I agree. I agree.
Okay.
Okay, well, we'll stop recording and then.
Yes, we will
Join
get
them.
Spencer in here.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So we've got Spencer here now.
All right, Taya, what's
Hello.
your big
Well-
conversation starter?
Let's tell Spencer the theme first.
Okay.
I don't
I'll let-
know what Spencer's gonna think of the theme.
I will let you tell him the theme, Mateo, because it was your idea.
Okay, so we're talking about Jews.
Oh, nice.
I know. I feel like we can dabble in the history because that's what I was kind of doing with Ethan. But basically, Ethan and I were on a run, and for this run, we did a lot of walking actually because I guess we're just lazy fucks.
Everyone else is lazy fucks. I wanted to run.
You were at
Okay,
least 6 feet apart.
of course, always.
Yes.
All right.
But I don't know why I started talking about the Jews, but I did.
You talk
I
about the
was-
Jews quite often, so I mean,
I mean, the Jews have an interesting history.
yeah.
But I was talking just the story. I think I asked, how did the Jews get conquered by the Egyptians? And then
I
Ethan,
don't know.
I have no idea.
well, I guess no. It was how did the Jews start? And then Ethan told me that Abraham was the father of Jews, and then he had like 12 sons and one daughter. And then the 12 sons split off into their own tribe and did their own thing until they came back together and then got enslaved by the Egyptians.
That's right, Spencer?
That's a little bit above me. I'm
Like
not sure on that one.
I think it sounds right. I think he had a daughter, but
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
But anyways,
for my,
but no,
for my
continue,
bar
Spencer.
mitzvah, the passage I had to read was the very first in the Torah.
Oh, really?
And so I know a bit about Genesis, but that's really all.
Yes.
Spencer, I remember your bar mitzvah slapped, dude.
That's
was
fact.
like- It was like people were balloon popping and like it was crazy.
Oh my God. A quick interruption to tell this bar mitzvah joke. Or not joke, but story. But Ben and I don't know why we were doing this, but we were like, during the middle of the bar mitzvah, Ben and I are like, you know what? We should see how long we can pee.
Oh,
So-
dude, that hurts so bad. Worst
We-
mistake of my life.
We drank like 7 glasses of water, maybe 8, in like the span of 5 minutes.
It
And
was
then
unhealthy.
the thing is, when we finally peed, we like peed for like 20 seconds, but it was like a power stream. But
And then-
I think it happened to both of us, right? When we
Yeah.
go home and then we wake up at night to pee. That was when we had the thicko pee, and it was like 2 minutes long.
Yep. It woke me up. It was like 1 a.m. I'm like, oh, this never happens, but I feel like I'm having cramps. And I
Bro,
fucking
that's how
ran
the
to
one
bathroom.
girl died at our school
Yeah.
What?
No,
from
well,
drinking
it
too
was-
much water. Like
It was drug related.
8 years or 9 years back, she took a lot of ecstasy, got really thirsty, and drank so much water. She actually like drank too much water. She up and died.
Okay,
our
but Spencer,
school-
I think that's less because of the water, and I would blame that more on the ecstasy.
That's not what I've heard.
I
Like,
have heard she went hyponatremic because she drank like
Oh, that was a big
literally
word.
gallons of water.
Well, like, sure, the water was the actual cause of death, but it wouldn't have happened without the
Oh,
ecstasy.
definitely
So
not.
I would
Yeah.
still blame the ecstasy.
Yeah.
well, if you be drinking straight water, you're gonna die. Like if you drink that much.
Yeah.
It's a known fact. 100% of people who drink water will die.
Well, you
So
can
I-
OD on anything if you try hard enough.
Yikes. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Uh,
Anyway.
Alright.
Oh,
I
The
do know that.
Jews.
Yes. Anyways, so we have this talk, and then I was just spitting out the history knowledge that I knew, and I was like, it took the Jews 40 years to walk from Egypt when Moses freed them. It was Moses, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Moses
And
freed
you got
them.
the years right also. That's good.
I said 50, but Ethan corrected me.
It's always
Uh,
40. It's 40 everything.
Pretty much, yeah.
Mhm.
I remember when Ben thought fucking Passover was just because like the Jews ran out of bread or some shit.
Yes. He was like,
my bad.
when the Jews were crossing the desert, they ran out of bread, so they created a holiday.
Oh, yes.
But actually, Spencer, you want to enlighten us on why, or not, I guess, enlighten us on Passover.
Well, I mean,
And-
speaking of Passover, we didn't. No one really had a Passover this year because everyone was stuck inside, and it was during quarantine.
Yeah, it was pretty recent.
Did
Yeah.
you get the matzah? I love matzah. Matzah's a snacky snack.
Yeah, my family got 4 boxes.
Salted
which
or
is, like,
unsalted?
not close to what you need. Unsalted. We are sinners.
Okay. Making sure.
But yeah,
Um,
yeah, explain Passover for us.
normally we get like, okay, Passover. I mean, now it's just like a holiday. You have a big Seder. I mean, so Passover. I guess I'll do the history. So like the Jews, they were slaves in Egypt, and Pharaoh was like, blah blah blah, be slaves and shit. And so,
Jews be like, big no.
Actually,
Pharaoh
no.
Pharaoh just be like that. And then, so what was Moses' mother's name? I don't know, but Moses'
Mary?
mother had Moses. Mary.
Yeah.
Was that her name? Yeah.
I
okay.
think so.
Well, Moses'
Bruh.
mom had Moses, fun fact. And then she was like, oh, fuck, he's going to be a
Circumcised the
slave
man.
too. So I'd rather send him down the Nile.
No,
where
that's not what
maybe he
happened.
won't-
Yeah, it is.
That's exactly what happened.
No,
That is
she
what
was.
happened.
No, they were going around killing firstborn sons. That's what the Egyptians were doing, and she was like, "I don't want my son to die."
Is that it?
Yes.
Really? Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. I'm positive
I
about
thought that was one of the curses.
Okay,
Oh, that-
okay, okay,
yes,
okay,
it
okay,
is.
wait, whoa,
That
whoa,
was
whoa.
that was the 10th plague.
I know.
Yeah.
Trust
Wait,
me.
I have a correction.
Bruh, it goes
Correction.
fucking full circle. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Okay, yeah. What?
Moses' mom is not Mary. I was very confused when you said that because that's Jesus' mom.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I looked it up and
it's Miriam,
What? That is not what the internet
right?
said. Wait, I
Miriam?
might be.
What's the internet say?
I'm really confused.
What's the internet say?
Oh no, I think it is. Wait. I see the word Miriam. There's a lot of names. I don't know who to say.
Oh, okay. Give me a sec.
Okay, well, continue then.
He got sent down the river for a reason.
It's Jock. It says I don't know how to say this. Like Jochebed is the name that I see the most.
I would assume that's her Hebrew name.
Ah, well, I don't know how
Um,
to pronounce Hebrew.
Oh, Miriam was Moses' sister. My bad.
Ah.
That would be a little awkward.
yeah.
If she was also his mom.
Yeah.
I don't know how that would work.
All right. Well, he was sent down that river, the Nile, and then picked up by Pharaoh's daughter or sister or something. And she was like, oh, damn, a baby. Let's take it in. And so they did. And then Moses kind of grew up like a pharaoh, pretty much. And
Yeah.
then he was like oppressive to the Jews as well.
It wasn't
And
his
then
fault.
one-
That's how he was taught.
Well, yeah, but it still was his fault for doing
But
that.
fair. Okay. But then he didn't one day.
No, so I don't even remember. Man,
Okay,
Sunday
I'm gonna-
school was so long ago.
I know,
don't
right?
remember
I'm
all
going to
this
use my
stuff.
knowledge of watching the movie because that's what I remember this from. He saw a Jew being whipped for something, and then he ran up and was like, "Hey, don't do that!" And he took the whip and like hit the Egyptian who was attacking
That is
him.
definitely not what happened. I would guarantee it. He learned somehow that he's Jewish.
He definitely did that too. Give me a sec.
The reason he retaliated was because he learns he's Jewish. I know that for a fact, but I don't remember how.
He probably
It's
had
not
a
like the-
vision. A vision.
It's not
He
the
didn't.
burning bush. That was fucking later in the Torah.
Yeah.
The burning bush. Is this something
that
holy, or
was
can
for
I make
like the
fun of
Ten
it?
Commandments.
Oh, bruh.
Later on.
There's so much
Burning
religion
bush sounds
history.
like waxing your vagina hair.
Ben, shut the fuck up.
And
So
you're
he learns he's Jewish, and then he's like, "Oh shit, my people are Jewish," and then he was like, "Oh damn, Pharaoh, you gotta stop this." And God saw this, and God was like, "Damn, that's kind of poggers." And so God was like, "All right, Moses, I'm with you." And so Pharaoh was like, "No, you can't free the Jews." And so then God got a little angry, and he was like, "Ooh, ooga booga, 10 plagues." And I don't really remember what they are.
Those
There's-
frogs.
I mean,
Frogs
the
from the
first
sky.
one,
Blood.
the first one was you turned all of the water into blood.
Yes.
The second
Yeah.
one was frogs. The third one,
It's
I'm
mosquitoes.
looking at
I don't know.
10 plagues Google images.
Might have been
The third
locusts.
one is mosquito. No,
Oh,
yeah, gnats.
Oh no, it was lice.
oh
Or
close
gnats,
Flies,
yeah.
enough.
that's it.
Close
And then
enough.
fourth was flies. Fifth is disease on livestock. And then boils, hail, locusts, darkness, and finally death of the firstborn son. After like every plague, Pharaoh was like, "No, you still can't free the Jews." And then finally, after God comes and fucking kills Pharaoh's son, like then Pharaoh was like, "Fine, you can kind of go."
But then realized that was a stupid ass decision.
So the Jews were like, "Oh shit, we gotta go," and
Oh.
and but they were like, "Oh damn, we kind of rushed on time because Pharaoh's definitely going to change his mind. He didn't even love his firstborn son that much."
Yikers.
And then so the Jews were like, "But we gotta bake bread and we gotta do it fast." So they baked the bread, but they didn't do it long enough, and bam, kachow, matzah. And then Pharaoh was like, and he was like, I want the slaves back. But the Jews were already like galloping away, even though they didn't have horses. So they like ran across the Red Sea, or they got to the Red Sea, and then
he parted the sea.
That's the
and then,
part I
yeah,
know.
so Moses like shoved his staff in the Red Sea and it parted because God.
He was
And
magical.
they ran away, and then
Moses.
the Egyptians kind of got smushed by the sea, and yeah. And then they wandered in the Saudi desert for a bunch of years until they found Jerusalem.
Oh, Spencer. Okay, so Moses definitely found out he was Jewish from Pharaoh's daughter, yeah, who was taking care of him.
Huh. How did
Because
she know?
she saw him floating down the river in a basket and was like, yes, this is a Hebrew child.
She saw his penis, and it was
I
circumcised.
don't think they had circumcision back then.
Yes, they did.
They did?
I'm pretty sure they just did it with whatever, Ben.
Hmm.
Oh.
They got the nice sharpest stick in the shed, and we're like, it's time.
The nice.
When you're
Yeah,
Back then,
Spencer,
the sharpest
Spencer,
stick in
I
the
am
shed
right.
was a literal stick.
Okay, Spencer, I'm reading the Tanakh right now because I happen to have it just with me.
Oh,
As I-
nice.
Okay,
Those are all in my closet. I have like
yeah.
a little Torah and a Tanakh and
Mhm.
everything.
Yeah, so this is from Exodus. So it says, sometime after that, when Moses had grown up, he went out to his kinsfolk and witnessed their labors. He saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew, one of his kinsmen. He turned this way and that, and seeing no one about, he struck down the Egyptian and hid him in the sand.
Oh.
Damn.
Right.
Anyways, continuing.
So I was
So-
right.
I was
Oh,
thinking about
yeah.
this, and I was like, Ethan, well, I guess this was the first question I asked. I was like, how did Moses know that they finally found the promised lands? And I made
I
the
don't know.
joke that he just got tired eventually after 40 years. He was tired, and he was like, okay,
All right, let's set up camp.
yeah, we're done. No more.
Well, Jerusalem has a natural spring in it, and that's where like the city gets most of its water because it gets nearly no rain.
Mm,
I mean, I actually visited Israel 2 years back,
That's
Really?
which was pretty cool. And I mean, I don't know. I was in Old City Jerusalem for like 2 days, and it was neat.
That's really fun.
Poggers.
But anyways, then I was asking Ethan the real hard question, which is what sparked this. I was like, Ethan, do you really? I don't think it would take 40 years to walk from Egypt to Israel.
Well, they got lost along the way.
Well, sucks for them. But also, why didn't they just, like, that even goes to the question, why did they just set up camp somewhere else? How did they know? Were they looking for the spring? What if they found a spring somewhere else, still in Egypt?
I think, didn't God just tell Moses that it was the spot?
I'm pretty sure he was told, like, once they got there, God was like, yeah, this is the promised land. I think. I'm not sure on that.
I think also God may have like been a little bitch and thrown some sandstorms at them.
What? That makes no sense then.
No, but
They just
he got
lost.
mad at them.
Give me a second, I'm finding it.
And so that's why it took them 40 years.
Well, anyways, the point was, I was like, okay, Ethan, we should get like a group of 200 people to like walk from Egypt to Israel with no
Hell
help.
no.
What?
Bruh.
See how fast it will take them.
Now, I'd be down, but the thing is, it says God parted the Red Sea, which, I mean, so this is before the Suez Canal was clearly constructed. So they didn't just go, they weren't in Cairo, they were probably farther south
Mhm.
along the Nile. I honestly don't know where. So from the Mediterranean, you go south, you hit the Suez Canal, and then from there, you hit the what's it called? The Strait of Suez or some shit like that. And then you hit the Red Sea. Technically, the Strait of Suez is like part of the Red Sea. I don't know. I would guess that they went through like the thick of the Red Sea, which is long. That's a long trip.
Yeah.
But would it take 40 years?
I don't know if they got lost.
Well, how about this? Okay, like we can't obviously recreate it as well as we could now because
Because
you
you
know,
can't walk in the ocean.
not even that. It's more like there are maps and shit. But like we get these people and we just send them off. The rules are you're not allowed to like stay in any hotels or shit. You have to set up camp somewhere every day you want to camp out. Uh, we'll supply the food will be supplied, but they
Ah,
can't have maps and shit. They just gotta go with their compass and see how long it will take.
that's me.
Huh. I mean, that sounds like an interesting time.
I think it would be wonderful.
See, the one thing is like I don't know how we would provide food for them.
We will airdrop it in.
Yeah, it'd have to be like Bear Grylls.
Or water. There's hardly any water.
She'll be fine.
It's
See,
I-
because in the Torah it says that God rained down food for them and water,
Hmm.
and
Well,
we
we can do
kind
the
of can't do
same.
that.
We can do the same.
Somebody will be the god and just fly it in.
Yeah, exactly. We'll take turns. But I don't know. I had a field day with that.
very cool.
I know,
Hmm.
it's an interesting history.
All religion is kind of fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
That's kind of facts.
In a way, I mean, I don't want to push this message on everyone, but it's kind of like my personal belief that it can be twisted pretty bad. And a lot of people have ended up dying for religion,
Hmm
you
I
know?
mean, I was raised pretty Jewish. I mean, not like Orthodox or anything.
oh god, imagine being raised Orthodox Jewish.
Yeah, that's a yikes.
Cringe.
Uh, I consider myself to be a complete atheist now, but I don't know. I just see all religion as such kind of a scam. I mean, I think it's a good thing in the way that it kind of gives people a common belief, and it also instills positive messages like love thy neighbor and all of that. Clearly, that's a good thing, but also it's kind of like you have to be dumb to an extent to believe in God.
Okay. We don't want to attack anyone, though.
Ben, this is
would-
our
I would-
podcast. We can do whatever we want.
I feel
I get that.
I have no problem attacking people because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
I don't want to say, like, and here's the thing. Like, in my life, my feelings have been hurt by people who say you're wrong when you don't believe in God. That's, like, damaging to hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was
I
pretty
guess
much
so.
raised atheist. So hearing that was like, whoa, there's a whole nother side to this coin. And yeah, it's just weird. And I think
I for one, I like Bible stories. I think they're a lot of fun.
they're good stories. They got
Yeah.
passed down for a reason.
But I don't know. I feel like it's nice to have a religion if you want to like have some if it's like part of your belief, that's good. But I feel like it can be taken to some extremes that I feel like shouldn't be. And in my opinion, words can be twisted and then
Yeah.
interpreted by each pastor themselves.
Like God hates gay people or that shit. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, who said that? I want to know where in the Bible when Jesus walked downtown and was like, fuck the gays.
Yeah.
Because supposedly what his
Well, he
message
never did.
was, what? Yeah, exactly. His message was to, like love and help everyone, right? So why would he be oppressing? And also, it's not like Jesus was a white guy. He's 100% definitely more Arab, being born in the Middle East.
Brown looking and a Jew.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. He was born in Bethlehem, Israel. Israel is pretty white, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's Middle Eastern, but it's still white.
Well,
I mean, Spencer's right.
was it back then though?
I have no idea.
2,000
I feel
years
like
ago?
Jesus was brown. Can't change my mind.
I think maybe this was some like BS thing. It probably was, but I think people think they might have found Jesus's like bones
I
or
don't know.
something like that. I don't know.
Definitely have heard that.
Or like someone who looks like the paintings of him or something. I don't know, but I think they did like DNA tests, and he was predominantly Arab looking.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't
mean,
know
it
how
makes
they did that,
sense.
but yeah, I mean, if you're living in a desert where the sun's beating down at you, like
It makes sense.
all the
Especially
time,
because it's not like they had houses the way that we do and like
yeah,
sunscreen.
right. There's gonna be some browning in the pigmentation,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think religion can be good. I remember last summer I had this lady who was like devout Presbyterian or something, and I told her my name, and she just flipped out. She's like, "Oh my God, that's a biblical name!" And one day she handed me a packet. It was like 50 pages. I'm not even kidding. Everything she studied on my name, and I got a little freaked out. Like I get that she was coming from a good place, but it felt like she was trying to convert me, and it was very like uncomfortable.
Yeah, well,
I
I
feel
mean,
like religion teaches good messages, or it can, but like,
It's a scam.
yeah.
I think it's good to bring people together for like a common belief and common goals and stuff like that. It's just,
Don't push it on other people if
You-
they don't want to be
Yeah.
You
pushed.
can do
Yeah,
the same
that.
thing for marching bands or for literally any activity. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That brings people together too. So,
But like, if you think about that, like we kind of do hardcore push people into marching bands. We're no better.
uh, it's not something that they have to do for their entire life, though.
Well,
Yeah.
that's not necessarily. Eventually, they can back out if they really wanted to.
And that's also facts. You can quit the year you join marching band, even though Chuck will not be pleased, but you can try it out and then leave. It's
Well,
not like
you can clearly stop being religious though.
Well, see, that's true like here, but that is not true in other places around the world.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I didn't think about that.
we kind of have that privilege,
Yeah.
but
I was gonna say something, but then I forgot. And these are sad. It was gonna be good. So sad.
We should talk about current Israeli politics.
Do it.
Ooh.
Let's do it.
Okay, Spencer, what do you think? Because
Fuck
I remember
Palestine.
Oh my God! I remember when we at lunch we called ourselves the Jews.
and our
Like
lunch
Jews.
spot was the Holy Lands.
What?
Yes, because we always got kicked out and moved around. Then we finally found this one spot. We're like, this is the spot. But then we were in second lunch. Yeah, first lunch trashed that area apparently. And then our principal was like, no more eating here. And we are like, what? No.
Yeah,
And
that was a
then
sad day.
it was terrible. We're like
Then
our
we-
Holy Lands.
Then we moved to upstairs A for a while. That was a dark time.
That was when we had our conflicts with the Palestinians.
Yeah.
But it was a memory that bursted into my head.
All right, Spencer.
Anyway, how do you resolve that conflict?
You don't.
My personal opinion is fuck Israel. I mean, I was raised Jewish, but after visiting there, it's not that I'm pro-Palestinian. It's that after seeing the Israeli people, and one of the things that really stood out to me in that trip was the tour guide. When we went there, we had to get a tour. But the tour guide ended up mentioning something about like how the country like has to be a Jewish majority, and like how the government is purposefully like just denying people access into the country because they aren't Jewish and things like that. And I just think all of that's bullshit. Like I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't think it would be that hard to end the conflict. Clearly, I'm not the most informed about this, and I'm not a politician or anything. And I don't know. They just need to get the fuck over it and have peace. Which,
See, I feel like the problem is people get so deeply rooted in their beliefs that they don't want to let go.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because it's like this land was my father's and my father's before him.
And it
It's
was
in
supposedly given to them. It's their
right,
land.
God-given right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and I don't know. I used to be more pro-Israeli, but after seeing kind of just like the hypocrisy in Israel, like they genuinely are like a kind of a racist people towards non-Jews,
Yeah.
like, to an extent, and that really surprised me going there. And I don't know.
How did the Palestinians even get there? I remember learning about this in world history, but I kind of forgot.
The Palestinians are the real natives. The Jews kind of kicked them out and then claimed it.
Uh,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, because God was like, "This is Israel," and the Israel people were like, "All right, we're living here now," and Palestine was like, "But we're already here."
We hear, yeah, because Islam was like 600 AD,
Yeah,
right?
Islam was before.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
And
Yeah.
then also just Israel, although they are being attacked by, say, Lebanon and Syria, they do make genuinely illegal advances into Syrian territory. And like, so up in that little corner of Syria, that's like the corner of where Syria and Israel touch is like the most farmable, arable spot of both the countries. And pretty recently, I think 3 or 4 years ago, Israel like took a bit of that, like, I don't even remember how much, but it's totally illegal to take land just unprecedented like that now. And uh, they're just hypocrites in everything that they do. And it pisses me off. And like the Western world doesn't even get upset at it. Like
The Western world, we're too busy. We just don't care.
if like Syria advanced just a few feet into Israel, like Trump would just fucking kill them. And that's not an exaggeration. I mean,
That's kind of facts.
Yeah.
I mean, uh, hmm.
Yeah, Trump definitely plays favorites with Israel.
Yeah, when I went to Israel, everyone there is pro-Trump. Everyone there.
Well, that's just because they support the country. I mean, that's not hard to do.
So, I mean, Trump over here actually kind of causes anti-Semitism, if anything.
Yeah.
But really, he's pro-Israel, and the main thing that when I was over there was big news was he moved the capital to Jerusalem. The
Oh
Israeli
God. Yeah.
Oh, that's a massive deal.
And that's just, I think that's so wrong. Is really,
It was incredibly stupid. Like, if he wanted to start a war, that's how you do it.
I mean, he didn't, but everything was fine in Tel Aviv. And like Jerusalem, I think should maybe just be an international spot, not part of any country.
Yeah.
I'm really not sure. I feel like giving it complete claim, like saying, "Oh, it's definitively Israel's," is such a bad idea.
Yeah.
Well, Spencer, you were talking about there were quarters in
There are four
old.
quarters in Old City Jerusalem: the
Yeah.
Jewish quarter, the Armenian quarter, the Muslim quarter, and the Christian quarter. And
Yeah.
then there's like the Dome Rock or whatever.
That's for Muslims, right?
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
opposite the Muslim quarter, which is kind of whack.
Right.
I don't know. I think it's silly because I feel like a lot of these religions are all like not promoting war and fighting, and then they're all just fighting.
The hypocrisy is so bad.
Yeah,
But
I mean, what is it? I think Islam like directly translates to the word peace, and yet Islamics, like Muslims, are genuinely like some of the most extremist. It's like one of the most extremist religions on the world.
Yeah. Because,
Kind of lack.
well, I'm sure there's other terrorist organizations that they're like Jewish terrorist organizations, but
Yeah.
the United States doesn't hear about those. We hear about Al
Okay.
Qaeda and ISIS, and
Mhm.
those organizations are so scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the thing about extremism is that it's hard to crush, right? Like, we say we beat Al Qaeda and ISIS, but they're still everywhere. It's whack.
Hmm. Oh, it totally is. Like, just the thing is, kind of just similar to the Vietnam Wars. Like, you can't really tell who is who. Like, if you're a good guy or a bad guy,
Yeah.
and like, so, just everyone might be an extremist or just.
Yeah.
It's messy. I don't
Yeah.
see it ending anytime soon.
No.
But
Until
Oh,
people
well.
can let go of the past and start like looking
that's
into the
never gonna
future.
happen. That's never gonna happen.
I think that could happen.
Well, I think it's only going to happen, like, everyone will be at peace eventually when the entire world is under one rule. But until that happens, it's not going to be at
That's
peace.
the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
It's not going to happen before that.
Did somebody say Soviet Russia?
I mean, I agree with you. Actually, no. I would just simply disagree there. I think that we definitely can achieve peace without all being under one rule. I genuinely do, and I think being under one rule, first off, is just such a dog shit idea.
See, Spencer, I'm not saying that that's a good idea. I'm just saying that I personally don't believe that there will be peace unless that happens, because I don't think peace can come if there's multiple people in power.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, we have a relatively good system right now. And for the most part, like, I think the world is like the most peaceful it's been in quite
Ever.
a long time.
Yeah, that's
It's
fair.
never been this peaceful.
But it's not perfect yet.
No,
yeah.
it's far
We're
from
never
it.
gonna be. Nah. I don't know. I feel like we're always gonna have some fucked up things happening. There's no way. You know, every child that's born, one of them has to be fucked up, one or the other. So,
Well, I
I
mean,
mean-
actually, especially like right now, I think the world is like almost completely just at peace right now. But
Well, there's domestic abuse. Mateo told me about the
There's
domestic
still-
abuse.
There's still a major war going on in Afghanistan.
okay,
North
well,
Korea is still hostile. A lot of countries are still fighting for peace, such as Kosovo. I
See,
mean,
but I think this specific time is the best it's been.
yeah.
As far as gun violence in the United States, it's drastic.
March, I saw this. Last March was the first March in 18 years where there wasn't a school shooting.
Yeah.
Bruh.
I saw in like the newspaper a month or two ago, like we had the first day in New York without a shooting in like 60 years or something.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. People need to get their shit together, man.
I see. See, I guess I can also say that not us being under one rule, but until the entire world has a common goal,
Yeah.
then it's not going to be at peace. Like, I'm going to bring this up. Like, if aliens attack us, I feel like then the world will probably be like, hey, we should probably figure this out.
That is
That's
a
what
thing.
Boris always said.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you that like if we have a common goal, we'll get to peace quite easily. But
Yeah.
I don't think that's the only way.
Well, we have 3 minutes left in the meeting, so I feel like we should wrap things up.
Yep. But this
Yeah.
was our conversation about Jews turned into geopolitical discussion and moral philosophy.
That's definitely the title now.
I think it should be a brief history on Jews. Something like that. You
Well,
know?
I liked Ben's better of the title being
Well, because we spent a long amount of time talking about bad
Jewish history.
wars and shit,
Oh.
and like bad situations in the Middle East.
We didn't even talk about the Holocaust, and that was like
Oh.
the big Jew thing.
That was also a. I'm sorry, Jewish people out there.
look. We
Well,
can just
Jew-
have another episode on that.
We remember the Holocaust. I don't wish that on anyone. Like
Holocaust bad.
Holocaust equals no thank you.
Yep, okay. The Holocaust was included now. Now we've covered everything Jewish.
Boom, boom, done.
But yeah, thank you, Spencer, for coming again.
Thank you, Spencer.
Yay.
Yeah, you're a first returning guest.
Yes, first it was porn, and then this.
Did you see how many views that video got in like a day? That was good.
Porn?
Yeah,
I hope not many people viewed it.
he got like 30 views in a day.
I don't like that.
Okay. It's because the porn was in the title. We
Yeah.
need to cater to our audience. Next episode, we should just have the word sex in it, even though if it has nothing to do with sex. See if it brings people in.
Definitely.
Just name this this episode cock. Just call it cock. That's it.
No, we should title it something about sex with Jews. Then it has the thing, but also sex to get people's attention.
Aha.
No, just call it cock.
No.
Cock. I like cock. But
Okay, well, we can take a vote later. Anyways,
Or just something really dumb, something really fucking dumb that stands out, like free poop, or I don't even know.
Poop
we'll
sock.
figure it out. We'll figure it out. But yeah. Thank you, Spencer, for coming, and thank you all for listening. And yeah, it was fun.
We
It
will
was
talk
fun.
to you next time.